Without further ado, we'd like to bring up WOCBB producers Bridgett, Mandisa, and Sikivu to open this year's conference with a few words.
Good morning, everybody. Anyone be the first one to start? It is a pleasure to see each and every one of you here in person and everyone online. Hello. Please be sure to leave your comments and definitely support via the links that will be shared in the chat to help keep this conference going. And for those of you who are familiar with me per se, I know my sisters here are, but this conference is definitely a labor of love. It takes a lot of work, but it's something that I know I am very proud of because we are doing the work that is needed. And just like it says on my shirt, just like nothing feels like prayer, nothing feels like sitting around and waiting for shit to get done. And I'd like for everyone here and beyond to know that to be an activist does not mean that you always have to be on the front line. You can start by doing just a little at a time, by just showing up. And it is a pleasure and an honor to see folks who have shown up, who have come for consistently for the third year in a row, who have supported the third year in a row, and those who are here for the first time. And we hope to keep you coming back. Because just as we knew that there are more women of color doing work in this movement, there are more coming. There are already more here, and there are more coming in the future. And so, and it's an honor. I wish everyone online could see, and we're gonna make sure you see everyone in the audience, because when we say come one, come all, we mean it. And we want to continue that as a new tradition, especially in this community, as we see the diversity, equity, and inclusion increase. So we want to keep those, action is a verb, support is a verb, and we gotta keep doing that. So I definitely wanted to emphasize that, and with that, I will turn it over to my co-organizers.
I'm Bridgett, but everybody calls me Bria. I'm from Detroit, and I'm the exuberant part of this dynamic trio, this colorful trio. And my exuberance was put to the test last year because I was not able to make it because I had to have emergency surgery. The day before I was to fly out, I was told that there was no way, unless there's a hospital across the street from that hotel, you cannot come through. That's what she told me. And I just looked at her, I said, it's only 45 minutes. She said, do you want to have a heart attack? So I didn't even look at anything. When Mandisa tried to tell me something about the event, I said, I don't want to hear shit because I wasn't there. I looked at two
You had a good time too.
I know, and I was a part of it. But my exuberance is back, and in light of what is going on with the government trying to trounce upon our bodies, my part is to tell you to remain steadfast and to maintain your joy. Because I had an abortion, and I'm very proud that I was able to have that choice. My daughter-in-law was in a situation, found herself in a situation, and my son came and approached and told me that they went together and had an abortion. I said, why didn't you tell me? I would have loved to be there to hold your hand and to be of support. And my son told me that he knew, Mom, if you got through it, we could get through it too. I'm very bold about having had an abortion because even in the secular community, women are bound in shame. Abortion is self-care. The worst thing you can do is bring a child into this world that is unwanted, that is unloved. Many women in this secular community is still bound in religious ways, even though they don't go to church. And that's why this event is of the utmost importance, because we are here to help you navigate help you to walk through. If you have questions, we are very frank, we are very open, we'll hold you to task, but we'll also love you. We will love you, but we won't accept any excuses. And if you find it hard, it's okay, because this has not been a walk in the park for any of us. This shit is hard, and especially being a woman of color in the secular community, if you don't have thick skin, whether you're involved or not, you won't make it.
Yeah.
That's why this community is of importance. Now, we waited for people to acknowledge and come up with the event that was dedicated to women. And when that didn't happen, this event was born. So when I looked yesterday at the people coming in, I'm like, well, damn, I remember the first year, we had a nice turnout, and I was proud because I'm the nervous, I'm the worried one. Are people gonna come? Are they gonna back out? They didn't. And to see this many people in light of this hurricane just wreaking havoc, that people could use this as an excuse to cancel, and they're here, I am proud of each and every one of you. So maintain your exuberance, maintain your joy in spite of, and if you need us, this isn't just talking. If you need us, let us know. But make sure you do your work first, because we ain't gonna do it for you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sikivu Hutchinson, and I'm very proud and appreciative to be up here with these amazing trailblazer, visionary, ass-kicking, badass Black women, unapologetically Black feminist, humanist, radical. We are on the precipice of an existential crisis, an apocalyptic crisis, as you all know. And it really resonates deeply with me coming from South LA and working with African American girls, female identified and gender expansive queer youth, who are really on ground zero when it comes to being impacted by all these systems of hypersegregation and white supremacy and heterosexism and microaggressions and state violence. What we want to model this weekend is uplift and centering joy and centering systems of care. How do we, as abolitionists, radical humanists, and feminists, actively forge and model systems of care? Because as my sister said, we are tired, but we are also radicalized. We don't want to continue to suffer under disenfranchisement when we see scores and scores of our Gen Z and millennial BIPOC youth who are unhoused, who are being locked up in disproportionate numbers, who are being shut out of culturally responsive education and anti-racist education, which the Christian white fascists are trying to steamroll over, and continue to see them in a much more desperate position than Gen X and baby boomers and silent generation communities of color were under systems of Jim Crow, under systems of apartheid. So we are in this situation where this lie, this myth of American exceptionalism is killing us, is actively steamrolling over our sense of self-determination. And so that is what this conference is dedicated to, disrupting and dismantling and fucking up. I want to give a shout out to all of you who have been on the front lines of making sure that that stays fucked up. That's unapologetic and unabashed atheists, heretics, apostates, heathens, and all of the other shit that they want to throw at us. It's been very difficult for us who are essential workers. Black women are disproportionately essential workers with no child care, with no support, with the highest rates of maternal mortality in the nation, with the least access to reproductive health care and contraception and mental health care. And so that is the context that we are operating under. We want to get you thinking about what do BIPOC, Black systems of care look like? How do we actualize them? How do we put that into practice? Many of you are putting that into practice. We want to hear from you. These sisters right here are on the front lines of putting that shift into practice with resources, with funding, with therapists, with licensed clinical social workers. This is the critical shift that our youth need in order to grow and to thrive and not just be survivors. And so many of us in this room are survivors of state violence, of apartheid, of gun violence, of sexual violence, of domestic and intimate partner violence. We want to be more than just surviving. And so I thank you, appreciate you. We will lift you up, and let's get this shift started.